I'm Damon Zell, and it's time for your Eve Echoes weekly news update, where we dive into all the happenings of the week. But first, if you can tag that subscribe button, ring that bell, and share the video, you can stay up to date with everything that this channel has to offer. Now, before we get started, there is a correction from last week's video where I showed a Vindicator kill on the big kills and say that it was a no, please stop kill. In fact, it was actually a Pantheon kill by Legend. And as for the little one, he is doing fantastic this week. In fact, his apnea monitor has come off, and he is doing all the normal baby things. And he was officially diagnosed with reflux, which we found out with premature babies. It is a common thing. And this is one of the reasons why he does not want to be put down. So he wants to be held 24/7. And you never know how exhausting it is to hold a baby until you have to hold a baby the entire day. But other than that, he's doing really good. He's not vomiting. He is getting bigger. He had his first sleep through last night. He slept through the night completely. My wife was very happy to get some sleep, and that's where we're at. So I'll check back in next week and we'll see how he's doing. And yeah. All right, we do have the patch notes for this week for June 9th. Now, there wasn't really so much patch notes as fixes, but let's go over them anyway. So there were some optimizations. They optimated the estimated prices according to the current transaction records. However, with that, some of the new modules, such as the scanning ones, are still not covered under insurance, even though they now have a estimated value. The nanocore system can now be assessed via the fitting UI. So you can go in there, you can see exactly what bonuses you get from each of the nanocores. You can play around with the customization and make your ship into tons of funky colors. Compensation for the Concord Pass page crash was issued. That was a nice chunk of SP we all got for the delay. And with every patch, like I said, there are a lot of fixes that have to be done. They fixed an issue where some of the players could not see all 6 Concord Pass missions. This update will take effect when the mission board is refreshed next week. They fixed an issue with the counter that caused the Concord Pass missions destroy NPC ships when unrecorded. They fixed an issue that prevented some players from obtaining Concord credits. They fixed an issue where, in some rare cases, the Concord missions would disappear from the mission board after completion. And they fixed an issue where the crashes would happen while trying to enter the game on an iPad Air 2. The Market Nanocores Battlecruiser Nanocores now has a selection for the Yamar Battlecruisers. They fixed an issue where some players had their ISK deducted but could not refresh the Concord mission board successfully. And they refined the text shown on the UI and in the description boxes for some of the nanocores. They also corrected the text on the nanocore tabs in the market. They fixed an issue where the future orders could not properly generate when claiming insurance compensation with kill mails from Nihilospace. They fixed an issue where the pirate texture of some of the nanocores was not properly displayed on certain devices. They fixed an issue where the drone damage bonus of some of the nanocores was not shown correctly on the UI. And lastly, they fixed an issue where moving items directly from a corporation hangar to a ship would not be recorded by the hangar log. Now, new this week, we have the Concord Pass. It went live, and in my honest opinion, I believe this is one of the best things they actually put out. Don't get me wrong, I'm not thrilled to see a new type of currency in the game that gates nanocores behind a semi-paywall, but aside from that, it's not half bad. Just like the previous pass around Easter, this one also has 2 tracks, a free one as well as a paid track for additional benefits. 249 AUR, roughly about $10, same as before. There is also a premium version of this for 499 AUR. However, you get the same benefits as the $10 one. This one just propels you 15 levels forward for your card swipe. Regan, the dev of the game design and overseeing the pass, has assured us that even if a person decides on the last day of the pass to purchase that additional bonus track, they will in fact retro receive all the bonus items up to the level that they had reached. The pass in and of itself offers something for everyone, as missions range from mining to manufacturing to PvE content. I am a little disappointed that there is no PvP mission content for this pass, but we will get that arena in 2 months, and perhaps there will be missions added to the pass at that time. The missions last for 7 days and can be reset manually for 5,000 ISK, as they are randomly generated, so it may take some time in ISK to set them up for your current activity that you are pursuing. The pass itself runs for 45 days, and we are told that each new pass will be better than the last with better rewards. Unfortunately, no solved maps again this week. I am searching for a new maker of these, and if you are interested, please contact me on Discord, as Exekiel has gone silent for the last 2 weeks. And I know there have been some huge changes on the solved map, but unfortunately, I don't have the personal time to create these myself. Now, in your Plex market report, Plex has come down to prices around 1.8 million per Plex and is still falling. Grab it up while you can. Those new scanning modules have dropped in price as well over the last week, as well as the scanning rings. For our main story tonight, we talk about the wildfire that was first sparked this past Friday on the 4th that continues to burn throughout LoSec. Scanning, after being delayed for a few days, was released and no one was saved, especially those in major story mission systems. Players who had not paid attention to the countless notifications of the coming patch were jarred as they watched their precious billions ISK ship laid to waste in a mass of burning twisted metal. The new scanning modules, when these came out, the price was extreme, ranging from 80 million to 350 million in price, and both flavors were available: cool PvE blue and the spicy PvP red. But let's just face it, most of New Eden just wants to watch the universe burn, so red scanners were hard to come by. Everyone went out there and scanned themselves down a fat PvE bird to pin down and take apart, and none more prevalent than that of the members of Pew within No Police Stop, who just went into their bloodlust on a PvE buffet. Their 5-day total across all of LoSec totaled out to a mere 507 billion in ISK. That's right, billion with a capital B. In fact, the day scanning was released, they netted themselves 156 billion alone. And these kills were indiscriminate, as they stretched from trainer cruisers all the way up to nightmares. Now, to say that these would-be assassins were not without their own hardships would be misrepresented, as a few hunters did lose their ships to other hunters, mission runners that fought back, and yes, gate guns. And to top it all off, even if their new pricey scanners didn't drop, they were not covered by insurance, as there is no estimated market value for these mods. And to this day, another weekly patch to update market values, they are still not covered. NetEase, you got some explaining to do. Mission runners were not the only casualties from scanning. We have seen an insane uptick in outpost attacks and thefts since the patch last week. In fact, OG had stolen one from a member who was thinking about leaving and joining another corporation. He discussed it with his CEO, and when he woke, he found that he was not only removed from that corp, but also had his name smeared, stating that he had stolen billions in corp assets. When he unanchored his outpost, that same corporation had been waiting and snatched up his outpost. Then his former CEO had thanked him for the new outpost before deleting his message on Discord. However, it wasn't total gains for OG, as DNUK themselves had 2 of their outposts stolen back-to-back from a Pantheon member within Legend. Who needs billions of ISK nowadays when you can just scan down a unanchoring outpost for your every whim? Alliances using outposts as forward operating bases within enemy territory has begun mass unanchorings to save the outposts and pull them back within their borders. However, as you can see, some a little too late. There have been some overall benefits to these ships being destroyed seemingly everywhere, and that has been in the reduction of the overall cost of Plex. As more and more ships get revived with the insurance, more and more Plex is being introduced into the market, driving the price down to prices we hadn't seen in months. And I think we can all agree that's something that we all really needed. Sorry, mission runners, your sacrifice has not been in vain. Now, these PvE players did not take these massacres in stride, as they took to Reddit and official Discord in a state of bewildered rage, as their losses stated how it was unfair and that they were not told at all about the patch. But you were. It was right there in the patch notes. It was commented over by various content creators and was all everyone was talking about. And if by some miracle you didn't talk to anyone, watch any of the videos, visit the main Discord, it was still right there upon login in green and gold. Some of these players asked the devs in a Q&A area to make improvements to scanning, such as a sound effect to alert players that they are being scanned. And yes, you do have a lot going on during those missions, and the red strip on the side that doesn't go away until you click it, saying someone has scanned your area, can be missed. But to request it so you can more effectively AFK those missions while watching TV is just asinine. Yeah, that really happened. Now, I love this community, and what I'm about to say might come as a shock, but low-sec is supposed to be dangerous. And while playing a game, I don't know, maybe you should play the game and not treat it like an idle game? You have been sucking on the fat teat of the ISK faucet, safe without any repercussions or threat to your ship for over 6 months. It's time to stay alert and realize that there is finally a balance to the greater risk first reward. The one thing that cannot be denied about scanning is that it opened up Nihil space, and with all its constraints, it has been some of the most engagingly beautiful areas in the game, and it makes me hopeful about the future direction that this game is taking. The war in the south still rages on as the blue wave crashes upon the Content Coalition shores, washing away a OG Citadel in 5H in Wiki Creek. A fleet of around 300 of Pantheon, Genesis, and Silent pilots laid siege to the uncontested Citadel as OG, in their signature style, posted a thread on Reddit welcoming the destruction of the Citadel as a party. In truth, the station timer was not set correctly within China prime time for a hull defense, and they could not form the numbers needed to fend off the attackers. According to Inevra of the CC and OG, they knew that they were going to lose it and they did not contest it, so instead prepped for the timer on the SO Citadel that would become vulnerable later that evening. This fight would not come, however, and gave OG a pause to catch their breath, while resources and attention is now focused on the ACR Citadel in Faye as it comes out of Structure Timer this weekend in ZID. Inevra will also be on Rambo's podcast, The Echoes of New Eden, this week to talk about the war on the Content Coalition side. There should be some great stuff in there. I would suggest you go over there and take a listen. In a turn of events, many known PvP pilots has left 420L within Warp to join PEW in No, carving out a large chunk of their pilots. I reached out to the new leader of 420L as Toddy, the former, has stepped down and left with that wave. I wanted to ask what was next for them. I asked if they would be merging into another Corp within Warp, but was told that it was not decided on and that they were most likely abandoning and or self-killing their two Citadels in WW and TD as they migrate to lower Tenephorus. As I asked for the official statement for the news, the conversation abruptly ended with an official no comment. In the north, Silent may be jumping into the war against the CC. However, when the cat is away, the mouse will definitely play. Fireflies and DSSL, in a surprising move, has dropped 2 soft Citadels within Branch, giving Silent new targets to attack. Will this bold move distract Silent from their help in the south? Only time will tell what their new tyrannical dictator will choose. I have been reporting on the current state of wars between Pangen 22 and the Content Coalition, as well as Silent and their ongoing squatter problem up in the north. But I want everyone to remember that these are large wars, are not the only ones being waged. Every day there are wars that are being fought on a smaller scale, as Corp vs. Corp and Alliance vs. Alliance. One such going on is being waged between WTF, the Wuhan Trade Federation, and Wolf within Cloud Ring, over a member that was within Pantheon, but now resides within Wolf. That member being Dogo Dude, an ex-WTF member from a Corp called Duel. He was removed for theft from the Corp hangar, rudeness to hierarchy members, a lot of blue-on-blue violations, and generally not following the rules. According to Nigel, the head of WTF, he has since moved on to SUS, a part of Wolf, and has since continuously tried to troll WTF and Boop by stealing from specials, trying to attack vulnerable ships such as industrial and mining vessels. So, in retaliation of his actions, WTF has begun skirmishes throughout Cloud Ring, where Wolf operates. Within a 45-minute period across 7 systems, they have put 8 outposts into armor timers, and another 3 located will be attacked again in short order. Nigel goes on to state that as leader of WTF will continue doing these skirmishes until Wolf is no more, and that this is down to Dogo Dude's actions, and the fact that Wolf wanted us to set them blue. However, our terms were Dogo to be removed, and they declined, so therefore this attack will continue until Wolf is no more. At this time, I was unable to get a statement from the Wolf leadership. The Corp Alliance Spotlight this week has been brought to you by PHPC, who actually sent in a great media package.
Here's to the renegades, the misfits, the rebels, the warriors and the wanderers, the ones not fond of rules and have no respect for the status quo. You can fly with them, you can pod them, you can glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is stop them. They will rise to fight again. They reject the politics and bureaucracy of major alliances and wander ravenous and bloodthirsty in search of their next fight. Some may see them as insane. We see their strength, because the ones who are crazy enough to think they can fight and win against the blue tide are the ones who truly can.
This has been the first full week Evo has been in our new home, and we are just introduced to the Genesis Justice as one of their members faced an execution squad for crimes against fellow Alliance members. It was all in good fun, but you learn quickly that there are repercussions to your actions, so wherever you are, treat your fellow members with the same respect to which you have been shown, or you could suffer a similar fate. This week there have been some insane amount of kills due to scanning, and if I showed every one of them, this video would stretch out for over an hour. So instead I will spread the spotlight on a few from each group that has sent me one over 3 billion. Silent Federation is first up with a 16.7 billion Nightmare, a 12.9 billion Vindicator, and this 9.4 billion Macarial. There is actually a few more from this row and a video which I will put in the link in the description below. Catch-22 caught this 16 billion Nightmare. Pantheon's CVRT grabbed this 12.3 Balgorn and a 12.3 Vindicator from a Gate Camp smash. CBX3 got a 11.8 billion Vindicator. Bots got a 15.6 billion Nightmare, a 15 billion Rattlesnake, and an 8.1 billion Macarial. PHPC gets a Faction Battleship Bingo card win with a 8.7 Macarial, a 15.3 billion Rattlesnake, a 12.2 billion Vindicator, and a 15.9 billion Nightmare kill. The Mercenary Coalition grabs this 3.4 billion Raven kill. Mug, twin Macarials, one for 8.5 billion and the other for 9.4. And Genesis got triple Rattlesnakes, one for 15.4 billion, one for 14.5 billion, and the last for 14.9. And now it's time for everyone's favorite, the solo kills of the week, and a chance to win a free Omega combo. First up, we have Plin with a 1.091 Succubus kill, M1A1 with a 1.205 billion Daredevil kill, Zyklon comes in with a 1.596 billion Tornado 2, Mean Machine with a 1.880 billion Dominix kill, Dex 257 gets this 2.045 billion Atron Interceptor kill, Roger Moore grabs a 2.455 billion Cinnable kill, Desjar grabs a 3.7 billion Phantasm. James Hermanos grabs a 6.1 billion Bestower kill. And the winner of a free Omega combo is Sig Sewer with this 8.9 billion Macarial kill. Sig, congrats, and hit me up on Discord to get your prize. Now remember, the rules of these solo kills, there can only be one participant on it. That includes rats, and it has to be from the week of the video drop. So if this video is dropping, say, on the 13th, you have till the next video drop to get me a kill from the 13th onwards. And that's our show this week. If you need more news in your life, I suggest you go over and check out Rambo's Echoes of New Eden podcast with Inerva this week. And it's a great show. Interesting questions. They have roundtable discussions. And if you want to be a part of those roundtable discussions, head over to his Discord and apply. So for me, have a great weekend. Have a great week. Fly safe. And remember, we are always one vision, one purpose, one front.